Last year I was fortunate enough to find a specimen of Epilobium roseum, which is quite an unusual and rare epilobium because it has distinct petioles on the leaves. The leaves are a slightly unusual shape and greyish green in colour. The flower is very distinctive, being white, opening white at least, and having red striations on the leaves. The plant has been well recorded at Kew Gardens, and a couple of years ago I went there and was able to photograph herbarium records of Epilobium roseum. Also last year I took a capsule and planted the seeds, which were freely produced by the Epilobium roseum plant, and these are the plants that came up from a single Epilobium roseum capsule a year down the line, and here they are being filmed on the 17th, or is it the 18th? 17th of July, I think, 2025. And the plants that I've grown from the single seed capsule are not what I've expected at all. And in fact, many people might say what has grown from this capsule is actually impossible. But let's have a look at what's come up. And there are 4 different species, I think, have grown from this one Epilobium roseum seed capsule, and we'll look at them individually in a minute. But one of them is definitely a hybrid, the one that I've recorded in a previous video, Epilobium times mutabile, and the others are not hybrids. I don't think. They've got no evidence of hybrid nature in them. They appear to be species, and we'll look at them one by one. Now here's the first of the plants coming up in the roseum seed pod plant pot. This is Epilobium times mutabile. It's obviously derived from broad-leaved willow herb, and as an early flower it set seed and released its seed, as you can see by the open pods there. Though I don't see any seeds at all in the pods, which is what you'd normally expect. Maybe it's a sterile hybrid. The second of the plants going in there is a classic Epilobium adenocorlon. In terms of the flowers and the leaf shape, it's absolutely a classic. The flowers open pink and remain pink as they fade. It's normally a tall plant, and this is the tallest plant growing in the pot. It's not Epilobium roseum, obviously. It's got the wrong flower type completely. The second plant growing in the pot or species is Epilobium pseudorubescens. Flowers open right and then fade to pink. The leaves are pale green and broader in the middle. This is a classic pseudorubescens plant. No hybridization here. This is a plant that does reproduce itself effectively from seed, as I've known from growing myself. The final plant growing in the pot here is Epilobium parviflorum, which you can tell by its very hairy stems and leaves. The flower, which I don't show you here, is a classic Epilobium parviflorum flower. Can I ask you please to like and subscribe if you like this video? I know it's a little bit unusual. But what does the literature say about these willow herbs? Well, species delimitation between them is not clear. You have to use several parameters in order to be clear on what a species actually is. And what we've got here in this particular situation is it's interesting to see that the Mantell test showed positive correlation between geographical distance and genetic distance of the studied species. The paper shows that if Epilobium species grow in vicinity, have the potential to exchange genes. Having said all this, it does seem to be obvious that there are only 3 scenarios that could possibly explain these results. The first scenario is that the plants found in the pot are all hybrids, The second scenario is the plants are all contaminants from surrounding pots and species, which I suppose is possible. The final scenario is that all of the plants are derived from Epilobium roseum in some way. That's Adenocolon, Pseudorubescens, and Parviflorum. Maybe impossible, but it's the most likely possibility. Thanks for watching.